We're back, folks, here at Horseguards with Fabio on the left, London's most animated new tour guide. He's talking about us now. People doing TikTok videos. You're close. YouTube. He's gonna make me blush. What a super nice guy. Yeah, he's really funny. Naturally good sense of humour. I hope he sees this video because I did mention how funny and lovely he was in part 1 before we started part 2. All these guys are here making TikToks and making millions. Oh, good lord. If only he knew.
So I guess this is the last one. Sure? Let's go. We're going to go straight up, okay? Let's go. Let's go in this way, please.
I didn't quite read it. Tours something on his little flag. Tours Inc. He's got a big group though. What a lovely guy, eh? I think his animated, friendly, jovial personality is worth the price of the tour alone. The personality of the guide, and we've noticed this with the ex-army officer, massive difference in fact. If you can inspire a group of very different tourists, then you're doing well. I'll try to talk to him next time I see him here if he's not with a massive group, because he's really lovely and would be a great person to speak to, either to camera or with me next to the camera. Top man. Okay, got a semi-pro here now. DSLR plus an external mic. Oh. He just noticed that he's on film. I'm not for the moment going to move, guys, because it's packed around me. If I do, I'll lose a spot. But I will. I promise you, I'll spend half this video at the other end, give or take, depending on what happens here, of course. At the moment, there are about 7 people filming along this front strip with what's happening here. And right now, nobody has taken the you-know-what. That said, I'm pretty sure we saw this trooper last week in one of the earliest videos with the horse addition to the sign, already telling people not to touch the horse. I'm pretty sure it's the same trooper. Let's see what happens if it does occur. Oh, an actual thank you. How's about that? That's a rarity. Right, here's our new gatesman. Will he come over this way? Let's wait and see. Not seen the sword being raised. In fact, the trooper in front of me hasn't even noticed. He's coming over this way anyway. And he told everybody to make way. Here he is, approaching slowly and masterfully. Oh, here comes a pro camera bro. Ah, wow, amazing. Oh my good lord, look what just happened in fact. All of that massive wall of tourists just turned up and pretty much followed the gatesman. Wow. Love the way that they all party. How's about that, folks? Is that not in an ideal world how it should be?
Turn around, look.
If everyone were like that, they'd never need to raise their voices, let alone shout. Brilliant. Hey, are you English?
Yeah.
What do you think of the thing at the bottom? Do you think it actually looks like a horse or a dinosaur? Honestly.
It's a bit debatable, isn't it?
It's a bit odd, no? It was only put up a few days ago.
Was it?
It's because the tourists are getting way too touchy-feely with the horses.
I've seen TikTok videos where people are touching it.
Yep. Now no touching.
Foreign tourists don't understand it. They're actually working guards, aren't they?
Yeah, so many people think it's Disneyland. But
Yeah.
do you though, as an English woman, I mean I'm English as well, but do you think that is enough?
No.
It's like, I think it needs a bit more. Yeah?
No.
Yep, I agree with you.
But they do shout when people touch the reins and they do shout. She just asked.
But that's the funny thing, isn't it? Like, why have a sign saying you can't touch the horse, only to let some people touch the horse? Because if one person can do it,
Then
everybody else is going to
everyone's
think, well, hold on, that's not fair. What about me?
Sorry for the horses. Yeah, just sit there.
Yeah. Good to get an English perspective because it's rare to bump into English people in central London. And so, especially from Yorkshire,
Lincolnshire.
Lincolnshire. Okay. Yeah, especially from other parts of the UK. Very rare.
It's sad for the horse. It must be hard for him to just stand there like that all the time.
Yep. Massively. I mean, the horses change over every hour, but before there were so many people flooding out the gates, hands all over the horse's face, like continuously.
Yeah.
And I think they just decided to do that's enough. And rightly so, to be honest.
Come on then.
Nice to meet you, ladies. Have a good day, yeah? Great to get perspective of a fellow Brit. I was convinced I heard a Yorkshire accent there. Hey, apologies to all of you that live in Lincolnshire for me getting you muddled up with Yorkshire, which is a good, 100 miles plus north of Lincolnshire. But I mean, if they don't think it's enough, as native English speakers, doesn't bode well for the tourists, does it, to be quite honest with you? There's somebody behind me who's like jokingly sort of, you probably heard that saying like, my way. I might well decamp to the other end in a few minutes, people. I feel like I've been here too long already. Yep, let's do it. Let's make our move. This is what we're dealing with behind. This is what the trooper has right in front of the box. As you can see, vast numbers, look, and hundreds more arriving. In both directions, guys, look. Madness, eh? Now, obviously, the troopers have, the best seat in the house, and rightly so. They're at work, but the numbers are crazy. And how quick it all changed from the relatively early parts of part one. Madness, eh? Like, really. I'll try to get us kind of around and as close to the front as possible. Easier said than done, but hey. This is also, I was talking about, guys, the beauty with the blaze. If I can get absolutely front on, I will ID him for you. So at the moment there are way too many people along the front here, so it's problematic, exceptionally problematic. To get close enough. 1 minute. Big group doing a big family selfie on my right. So looking down at the roof, which at the moment is sunk slightly into one of the cobbles, I would wager there's close to 0 chance of being able to pick up the name of this one if I can't even get the number. One of you will recognise this horse though, who's now clopping. Oh, come on horsey, put your hoof out for us. Let's have a quick look at the number. Oh, good lord. The two numbers are really far apart. I thought it was just a single number, but I'm not going to guess. I'm going to put my finger over it, folks. This is how hard it is when I do this. Look at that number. What is that number on the left? I'm not even sure if you can read it or see it. I don't know if it's a 6 or a 5 or I have no idea. No point in even trying to guess on that one. One of you will know though, simply because the horse is very distinctive. That blaze is very distinctive. So top marks whoever gets the name right. Somebody has bumped into the sign, folks. It's about to fall on the floor over there, look. The horse is getting a bit sort of clippy-cloppy nervous. How the hell was a sign that ended up getting jigged like that? It almost looks like somebody pulled it up on the right-hand side and it went up further. I'm pretty sure in part 1 the sign was pretty much straight. Curious, very. Meanwhile, lots of non-smilers today. Among the tourists, that is. Oh, lifeguard themed phone. Oh, that's it. Help yourself, touch the horse. That's now currently the most crooked sign we've ever seen. Oh, we've got a trooper here, guys. Look. Household division trooper. Like a Coldstream Guard. Coldstream Guard junior branch. Meanwhile, how did the world exist before the selfie? That's what I start to wonder. Okay, you're sacrificing a kid and a dog this time.
So bad. So bad. It's a picture only we look at, right?
That guy saying the selfie was so bad. He said it was a picture only we look at, right? We've all been there. Hopefully they're crowding the sign so much they'll push it back to being straight. Let me try and get round onto the other corner, guys, so we can see the sign dead on. Because it's miles off being straight. It's surprising it hasn't actually fallen off the wall. Massive crane there, look. Interestingly, notice that we've hardly seen any police horses today, which for a Saturday is exceptionally unusual. Okay, so here we are.
Yeah.
As you can see, that sign is absolutely miles off. Looks like it's about to fall on the floor now. I'm moving close in a minute, guys, when there's some more space. It looks to me like they've abandoned that horse entirely. massed ranks of tourists in groups are at this end. I don't know why. As you can see, this end suddenly got completely chock-a-block. So much so that it's almost impossible to get up close. Look at it. What on earth is going on, people? What do we think? What is this about? Wow. So those of you asking like, why do you need 3 cameras? That's why you need 3 cameras. It's like streaming to YouTube, TikTok, and also videoing separately. Mental. Moving a teeny weeny bit closer. Gosh, it's suddenly got completely chocky. Look at it.
Stay there, don't get any closer. Say cheese.
Snaps it up.
Flipping hell, guys. I can barely even get my mouth close enough to the camera to actually speak. What on earth? It was all so civilized just 15 minutes ago. What happened? He seems to feel like touching, just randomly. Yeah, don't worry about the entire family that are right there already behind you.
Még közelebb, még hát kilométerre vagy, semmi értelme nincs. Na jó, gyere. Gyere.
Right, I've just seen the gatesman leaving his post. You might have spotted him just in the left of the frame. Horse is more than able to push people away. Look at this. Making his displeasure known. I think the gatesman's coming over to this end as well as going to that end. I mean, he got the nod, so let's see. We're still figuring out selfie mode. Ah, there it is. That would have been picture of the day if you got it in time. Gatesman's still at the other end. Is he coming to this end? Let's see. Gatesman meets Chinese tourist. He's probably South Korean. Oh, look, hands all over the horse. Not a word. Nope, Gatesman's gone back in. Just erase part of the horse's hands and arm all over the horse. Not a word said. Well. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest, guys, but there we are. I didn't really think we'd get somebody that would be allowed to put their hands all over the horse quite in that way. Notice that her arm was right under the horse's head around the neck. It's about as up close and personal as you're going to get, I think, isn't it? I think from what we've seen in the past week, and we still need more to judge thoroughly, the Blues are much more on it than lifeguards, aren't they, in terms of keeping overzealous tourists away from their horses. Horse is super sleepy, actually. Who's up next? Oh, there we are, hand straight on the horse. Okay, that's interesting. The lady then said, "Am I allowed?" I couldn't read what the guard responded, but the guard said something. But like, yeah, weirdly enough. Show me a good old rub. I'm starting to think that maybe touching is now allowed, guys. What do we think? I mean, to be fair to the lady that came through the gate, she did ask. Secondly, she definitely did not see the sign. Not only was she on the wrong side, but somebody was standing in front of her. So, I guess it's still up in the air about whether it's going to work or not. From yesterday's video, I really thought it was all sorted out, but as like I said, the Blues are taking a slightly more strict approach to people mauling their horses. I guess in some respects it's going to be easy for the Blues as well because their horses are so much larger on the whole. So the horse has completely gone to sleep. Look, had enough. It's like, I don't want any tourists anywhere near me. Can we blame him, guys? We can't, can we, really? Oh, funny bro's back. I like this guy. Respectfully. Good to see. Front-mounted rucksack. Pretty smart, actually, these days in London. In fact, very smart. Oh, somebody else has noticed a new sign. Picture for posterity. He's got lightning fast reflexes. Meanwhile, the darts player on the left has decided to leave us. Okay, rich people turning up now, guys, on the left from Raffles. I go, the horse will not spoil my perm. It's cost me £700 in the salon. Oh, something the horse doesn't like that. Well, in fact, actually, maybe the horse did like him. That's why he's trying to bite him. Who's next? I can smell oud very, very, very strongly. Oh, goodness. Oh. Horse didn't like the oud either. Wow.
Jerry.
Lady right in front of me is super, 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 super covered in oud.
شوية دليل عند اللهوية شوية شوية
It's a very young soldier.
Who's next, guys? What do we think? It's been quite a while since we've seen a V sign. Actually, I don't think we've seen any V signs in part 2. Ooh, whoa. At the other end, I'm also seeing people pouring the horse. We'll go back there in a minute. I was aiming to split it 50-50, but the problem is if I move to the other end, all of a sudden everybody moves to this end. It's like, oops. Oh, the guy's got Kermit the Frog on his t-shirt. Kermit's saying, this is my horse, look. Right, that's our cue, people. Let's move. I think it might be, you're noticing some people are sort of walking along with their arms crossed. It might be because it's a teeny weeny bit chilly. I mean, I'm not cold, I've got short sleeves on, but the sun's gone. We've lost the sun. Let's see what's going on at this end. It's okay. Still plenty busy. No, go ahead, go ahead. Okay, let's squeeze ourselves in. At least we're now right in front. Let's see what happens here. I bet they'll all disappear now to the other end. Now I'm back. This dude's got a toothpick in his mouth. That's a rare thing actually to see in this country. People with a toothpick in public, very rare. Love it. Is that you, John Wayne? Is this me? Oh, another little touch. Okay, basically the sign's destroyed, guys. Look at that. It's majorly lopsided at this point.
Ella, just stand there.
Wild guess, Aussies.
Ella. Stay there. Stay there.
Give me trouble. Like that.
Do you want to get in?
Back on.
Hold on. You're just far away. Here we are. Chris would have got loads of places.
Like that.
At this moment, no one really knows where the queue is
Show
or
you in a bit.
who's next. It's just
Hold on, show
chaos.
you. There you go.
I'll give you the. Oh. Oh.
Hands on the horse.
We'll send it off.
I mean, the horse is seeking attention that way and you touch it. I don't really think his story is fought, to be honest. And the horse initiated contact is what I'm trying to say. I think you'd all agree with that. Ta-da!
Yeah, it's fine.
That's funny, isn't it? That's all Daddy wants to say. Got another one like that.
We have one. You have one.
It looks like a kind of almost like a family day today, family-led horseguards. Almost everyone we've seen. They're in large family groups. Good thing to see, eh, folks? And to be honest, it being one of the only, other than museums, free experiences in central London. Oh, that's it. There we are. There. Hands all over the horse. Oh, so I think she's going to move in. Oh dear, folks, it was going so well, wasn't it? Up until about Wednesday, when it suddenly stopped going well. I know a lot of you are going to be disappointed watching this, but what can I say, folks? I humbly and faithfully show you what happens here with no editing. Anyway, that's the signal for the gatesman to re-emerge. Very curious, actually, how they were so on it. The blues, that is, a few days ago, and we went from that to this. However, the upside is the horses are still getting touched very, very, very infrequently. So whilst the problem is not solved, it's certainly been mitigated. There's a gatesman. It's coming this way. Perfect timing, actually, because his family just finished with their pictures. Oops. Oops. Guards seem fairly chipper today, in fact, actually. Chit chat, smiles. Looks having a little bit of a nibble. Oh, he doesn't want to let him go. Love it. He's off. bag. Look, come on, horsey, squash her against the side of the box. Next up, she's going to grab the reins and maybe even mount the horse. What the hell? Oh no, she's from the US. Sorry, guys. Yep, she's from the US. I know you're all secretly hoping she wasn't, but yep. Oops. So today's biggest rule breaker from the US. Oh well. To be honest, I think we're going to see this many people constantly going up in a stream, ones, twos, family groups, all day, right until the end. I mean, obviously I won't be here then, but it's extraordinary to see it. And the funny thing is, most people that are here are not even going up for a picture, they're just doing what I'm doing, effectively, observing what's happening here. It's become a bit of a people watching spot, folks. You know, almost as popular as, for example, you know, having a coffee opposite Peter Jones on Sloane Square in the morning. One thing is quite surprising, actually, to be serious, is that they haven't opened a small concession here. I do think eventually that will come. What do I mean by that? I mean somewhere that sells, for example, tea, coffee, hot drinks. I can definitely see that coming here at some point. Try and get us over a little bit closer again. Again, easier said than done. There's so many people coming through from all directions at the moment. This is what we've got here. Look, right now, that's a semicircle in front of the guard. It's a lot of people, no, folks? Like a lot of people. You pan right along the front. Kind of never ending. And all the way to the other horse, look. So I do think, yeah, why not? If, for example, there were a little stand here, a coffee shop or something, £3, £4 for a coffee, all proceeds, profits, whatever you want to call it, revenue, to the museum, why or how would that be a negative? It wouldn't, would it? It would be, in fact, a great idea, bring in an absolute fortune. However, they'd obviously then also need, I'm guessing, to provide somewhere to dispose of the cups, etc. That's where it could become problematic, because there is no chance at all that they'll ever put any kind of rubbish litter bins, trash cans to dispose of coffee cups anywhere around this area. No chance. So there is a guard shop, as you know, but there's nowhere to buy a coffee. And as there is actually not a single shop along Whitehall. Okay, we've got that. Wait, let me correct myself. There are a couple of little touristy shops and some Pretz up near Trafalgar Square. But on the main body of Whitehall, in other words, between Raffles and Parliament Square, there isn't a single shop. Now that to me equals a golden retail opportunity, folks, am I right? Okay, so we're back. Chance of getting super clearly in front is pretty much zero with how many people there are here at the moment. And how many sparsely populated heads we've got bobbing around. I don't really think, actually, looking at it, guys, there's going to be much chance of getting super close to the front. Hold on, there we are. Boom. I knew that was going to happen, obviously, people's heads. She's having a discussion with herself about whether she should touch it or not. Okay, so we've got a change coming up. I don't know how long. Wait, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? 8 minutes, folks, until the change. which is perfect because we'll capture that actually before this second part today finishes. This is part 2, guys. Part 1 will be linked in the comments below. Saturday, part 2. Yep, don't worry about the camera, bro. Sorry, chat. Just can't wait to touch it. You can see in the background. It's become more of a psychological observational channel at this point. I think because the horses will come out of the stables at this end, we'll stay here for the changeover. If that sign makes it to the end of the day without falling on the floor, I'm always very surprised. Here we are again, touching. Touching with no repercussions is back on the menu. I'm not really sure, folks, whether or not there was more touching in part 1 than there is in part 2, or vice versa. But either way, it's not quite what we were expecting to see on the first key weekend, really. I mean, yes, we've had it one weekend already, but to be fair, the signs have just gone up. But then they hadn't had the dinosaur edition. This is the first weekend with the dinosaur part. And it's pretty clear overall that it's not being strictly enforced, is it? Petting zoo's back. Sorry guys, there's so many phones and people up with their hands and stuff, and heads and everything else, absolutely jammed around the horse at this moment. Look, no idea where the police are. They've not really been visible at the front, to be fair. Sometimes they're really on it here, other times they're just not, and I can't understand why there's that discrepancy, but hey, not my business, I guess. I'm just observing. But it's suddenly packed here again. This guy just arrived from the Turkish hair clinic in front of me. Hopefully he'll move in a minute, guys. I can't do anything about it for the moment. I don't like to stand as close as these tourists are in front of me. There he is, Mr. Lau from Sichuan. Oh god, here we go. Flipping off, seriously? Okay, thank you. Okay, finally woke up, realised there's a camera. Awkward tourist moment of the weekend, I think that was.
Pourquoi je prends un numéro en photo, il me fait envie. Bon, allez, le coup.
Having to reach up to the stars to get a picture. It's not that complicated, folks, is it really? It's quite by the thing, you don't have to use it. A few minutes till the change.
Oh, yeah?
It's thinned out a little bit now, which is great, certainly in terms of being able to stand closer. Is the horsey going to make it though? I'm not sure that even he's decided whether he's going to stay until the end. He's a bit like, to be honest, side at this moment. If I quit, I might not to be at the next royal procession. Okay, so police are out. Gates are being hauled shut. Okay, here comes the behind the bollards bit. So they are on it, look. The trooper also looks to scream at everybody to get them out of the way. Good to see actually, isn't it, to be honest? Okay, that's more like it. Okay, so we're right behind the bollards, at least in the yard and the gates. Yeah, everybody's being pushed way back now. In fact, they're trying to keep a straight line. Funny actually, guys, no? They're like really on it with the crowd control, massively on top of the crowd control. And people are listening and doing what they're told, but yeah. But the touching persists. I think something is irritating the horse. He's kicking up his back leg. Let's see. Either way, I think it's safe to say he's delighted to be finishing up. I'm reasonably certain that the first two horses that we saw in part 1 will return now for part 2, having had their hour off. However, it's never certain. Let's see. Plus, we don't know if the troopers will have changed boxes or not. Of interest at the fence, look at that. Railings rather. Of course he's not happy, look, something is bothering him. They stable is a large couple of horse. It's normally a trooper. Right, this is not the same horse that was here before. I'm reasonably certain it's not. One second, let me get the name from the hoof. second, folks. Let's take a picture of it. I think it might well be one we haven't seen on here before. It's a brand new horse, I'm sure it is. The reason I'm saying that is that the hoof number is very, very clean and clear. But, most importantly, when I open the list, this number, which is crystal clear, is not on it. This is another new one. Which means in all likelihood, it might well be a Z horse. Looks like a young horse as well. Look the intent of the camera whilst we're talking about him. So this is a Z1 that is not yet identified. It's got to be. Because there's actually a number above and below this. So they're adding in numbers to the gaps, as it were. Just like they did with the 4 Zs we've already ID'd. This horse has a new number and a brand new hoof. So I'm going to make a note of the number, and I will do my best to find out which horse it is for a future video. I'm going to take a picture of the horse, 1 second. I'll pop it on Instagram. Maybe one of you will know which horse this is. Some people will definitely know which horse it is. Wait, let's have a quick look at the blaze. Trying to get a good picture. Got it, I think. Yeah, I just got a really good picture in a single shot, folks. That was really lucky, actually. Look at that. Super lucky. Well. For some reason, everyone's being massively squished through a single open gate. I wonder if... No, they're not going to close the yard. Actually, you know what I think has happened today? Because they have less officers than normal, MOD police officers, they're keeping the front as tightly controlled as possible, meaning that we've got this massive jam of people. Look at it. That is an absolutely insane number of people. Even the police officers can't get the mounted horses through. Look, a single gate open to get 2 police horses out. What a squash. Look at this. If that horse kicks off, there's going to be a problem. What on earth? Crazy, eh, people? Absolutely mad. Like, really mad. Anyway, I'll pop that nameless horse picture up on the Instagram. Remarkably, how the hell did we all miss it in the part 2? I just remember saying that at the end of part 1. What is going on? Oh, look. And another one. What on earth? Never guess it was tourist season, would you? Look. Okay, let's focus on this horse, folks, until we finish. Because this is a new horse that we've not seen before. Even looking down, actually, the horse's feet, 4 pretty much identical socks. Oh, look at this. They're actually doing another changeover of the Chitsman and Gatesman. So maybe they're doing it hourly today. Curious, eh? She's back this time without the kid.
No, yo no quiero. Ay, qué chido, porque quiero. ¿Te lo pones? No. ¡Ándale! Como la Jime, ponte estos. Ándale, no la tomen. Ándale, Jime. Nos tomas una Fátima.
I really love how the tourists are being patient and giving this family the space they deserve. So at the moment I say that, obviously this lady decided to go ahead and insert herself right in front of the camera.
Let's go there.
Que va a tomar una caballón.
Gosh, I'm starting to think actually, guys, that this afternoon is going to be completely and utterly out of control with the number of people. You would think it would have calmed down a teeny bit after that changeover, but it hasn't. Look. In fact, I'm not even going to bother to try and move because there's nowhere to move to. It's completely solid. What on earth? There's not even tour groups, guys. It's just a massive number of people that have all congregated here for some reason. Filming is really a nightmare today, honestly. The conditions are intolerable. So many people. So I can't speak as much. If I'm talking to the camera like usual, it needs to be here. And obviously that's not going to work because there are so many heads. Goodness gracious me. Okay, let's move out, guys, and finish up at the other end. This is something else, eh? Golly. And interestingly, from my point of view, a lot of the regular folks that film here have vanished. I don't know where they've vanished to, but they've all gone. Very curious. I've no idea if anything happened. I didn't see anybody getting spoken to, but they've gone. Very, 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 very curious. Yeah, we've got that problem of heads, just because of the numbers. I would try for the last 10 minutes to get us in front, but I'm not optimistic, I'll be honest. Really wondering where the regular people have gone. They've all left. What happened, guys? Is there a boycott of some sort? What do we think? On Saturday, typically, there are at least 10 people that will film here the whole day. Other than Redcap, who basically lives here, everyone else has gone, which I find extraordinary, to be quite honest. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's just unusual. Unnerving, even. Very, 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 very peculiar. Either that or I've got to take an eye test ASAP and I'm missing something. get ourselves out and around a teeny bit. Yeah, only 2 people here. Everyone else has gone. That is super, super, super unusual. I was in the middle of somebody's group pitch them without even realising it. If people are still here, I just need to put the camera close to be able to speak into it. If that happens, then we've got people's heads. One of the most unusual Saturdays in terms of being able to film here. It's actually a good thing because typically where all the people at a filming stand, all of the tourists have been able to get right in front and form a massive kind of semicircle around either box. That typically at the weekend's almost impossible because you'll have 20 plus people filming in a stationary position. They don't move. They're in the same spot for 2, 3, 4 hours, shooting lives, etc. So this is a real pleasure, in fact, to see the difference today. But also extremely curious, like, where have they all gone? Let's get over. Okay, we've got a decent-ish spot, folks, for the last 5 minutes. The last bell for this video. This will be the last time the gatesman approaches, folks, and hopefully, purple hair doesn't get, well actually it's pink, isn't it? Purpley pink. Doesn't get screamed at. But the guards at least being vocal. I mean, you heard it. So if they can be vocal on foot, the gatesman, what's the problem with being vocal on horse, the boxman? Telling people don't touch the horse. Oh, the horse is really trying to go for the trooper. Look, nip. Silence almost descended here, look. I love the way that he paused then to make sure there was no one in the way before going to the other side, back through the gate. Brilliant. Okay, lady plus baby picture. Amazing smile she's got. That's, in fact, it's a wonderful thing to see. Imagine in 10, 20 plus years, hey, this was your first visit to Horse Guards before you were even born. Love it. Perfectly done. Spanish lady, Spanish speaking lady. That, guys, to be honest, brings us pretty much ideally to the end. Nice to finish on a positive note for a change. Very, very, very curious day it's been today. This has been part 2. We've seen a lot of touching. Very ambiguous implementation, non-implementation of the new rules. So at this point I'm just thinking like, no idea. I'll leave it for you all to all discuss it in the comments. This is part 2. Part 1 will be linked in the pinned comment, guys. And I'll be back really soon, as ever. Yeah, very, very, very curious day today. Actually, I don't even know what to make of it. Back soon, guys. Bye for now.